Virgo, March is a month like none other. It is quite possibly the most important month of 2023, astrologically speaking. We've got Saturn and Pluto changing signs this month, which is pretty much a big deal. So definitely brace yourself for some extreme energy shifts. And for you, this is all going down in your 6th house and your 7th houses. So this means that your daily routine, your daily obligations, plus your relationships are about to experience a major shakeup. So if you want to know more about what March has in store, stick around. You definitely don't want to miss this. What's going on, Virgo? As always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Mel, your new favorite astrologer, and I'm the founder of Divine Feminine Works, where I help people unlock their divinity and discover their magic. And as always, if you're returning, welcome back. As a reminder, this channel is everything tarot, astrology, spirituality, and manifestation. So if those are the things you like, if those are the things you love, if those are the things you want to learn more about, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you'll always be notified when I come out with new content. All right, my love, so this is going to be the March 2023 monthly astro forecast for the sign of Virgo, all right? So typically the astrology is done by rising sign, but I also find that the information, especially the tarot portion of this video, can really apply to your sun sign, your rising sign, or maybe you're cross-watching, however you do it, whatever you're comfortable with, I'm comfortable with it too. But just know that the astrology portion is definitely about Virgo rising, all right? So let's talk about March, because March is super, super important this year. We are experiencing energy shifts that we don't experience too often. Like I mentioned in the intro, we've got Saturn and Pluto changing signs, all right? And so this is pretty much a big deal. While Saturn changes signs every couple of years, every 3 to 4 years, Pluto does not change signs for like 20 plus years. So the fact that Pluto is changing signs this year and this month is a very big deal, all right? It really signifies a new age, a new generation. It's just a completely different shift of energy, all right? And I think it's a really good shift because I feel like a lot of the things that we've been conditioned with, accustomed to in society are breaking down. I mean, as if you haven't already noticed, it's like the world is kind of going to shit. And the age of Aquarius, right, especially with Pluto moving into Aquarius, it's signifying a whole new age, not just technologically speaking, right, as we see AI is taking over everything right now, but more so about personal freedom and autonomy. I feel like this is going to be a heavy theme over the next 20 plus years, all right? This is about breaking out of the mold. I feel like Pluto in Capricorn was about decimating certain systems and certain structures within our society. And Pluto in Aquarius is going to be about rebuilding something new where we're more autonomous and we're not so much reliant on big business, big government, things like that. So to say that this is an exciting time to be alive is seriously an understatement, all right? Like there's a lot going down. So we've got these major energy shifts, right, with Pluto and Saturn. And then we have some of the regular sort of normal energy that you would experience in the month of March, namely the sun being in the sign of Pisces and then moving into the sign of Aries. We've also got Venus moving from Aries to Taurus. We've got Mercury moving from Pisces to Aries. You know, all of the typical stuff that usually goes down in March. We've got that. Then we've also got the spring equinox. And the sun going into Aries signifies a new zodiacal year, all right? So we are in the midst of tying up loose ends during Pisces season and then getting ready for a new year come Aries season. So March is already a pretty pivotal month in and of itself. But with these major energy shifts, yeah, this is going to be a March that most people likely will not forget, all right? So now that we've gotten some of the general out of the way, And if you want to know more about the general astrology for the month of March, definitely check out my March monthly astro forecast, and I'll leave the link to that in the description box below. All right, so now that we've talked general, let's talk specifically for you, Virgo, in the month of March. All right. So these are the areas of focus that are going to be emphasized for you during the month of March. So first, there's going to be an emphasis on your 7th house of relationships. There's also going to be an emphasis on your 8th house of intimacy and shared resources. There's also going to be an emphasis on your 5th house of creativity and children, as well as your 6th house of work and health. All right, so let's talk about it bit by bit and break all of this down. All right, so first and foremost, you are going to have an emphasis on your 7th house of relationships. And this is basically by virtue of the sun being in the sign of Pisces. So when the sun is in Pisces during Pisces season, this is going to light up your 7th house of relationships. Now, relationships just aren't romantic relationships. It could also be contractual obligations, business partnerships, basically anything that you bind yourself to is covered under the 7th house. So you may find that Pisces season has you really being of service to your partner, right? Because Virgo is a sign of service as well as Pisces. Or you may find that you just have a general emphasis on your relationships, like they're at the forefront of your thoughts, or you have a lot more activity with respect to your relationships, because wherever the sun is, it tends to energize things. It gives things life. It casts light on things, right? So while relationships may have been sort of slow and steady, or maybe a little dormant over the last couple of months, maybe, with the sun in Pisces, this may reinvigorate, re-energize, or just bring relationships and their issues to the forefront. All right. So that's what's going on with the sun in Pisces. And then when the sun moves into Aries, this is going to highlight your 8th house of intimacy and shared resources. Okay. So the 8th house is a bit of a mysterious house because it covers some things that people can't necessarily grasp, right? There's the intimacy aspect, right? Which is basically about sex, about merging 2 bodies, 2 souls together. It's also shared resources. So basically other people's money. So this has to do with loans, mortgages, inheritances, insurance policies, your spouse or your partner's money. Okay. And so again, when the sun moves into Aries, all of these issues are going to be energized. They may come to the forefront. Okay. It's interesting because, as the sun moves from Pisces to Aries, you may notice it falls right in tax season, right? Which is basically other people's money. So I find that March may always be a specifically tax heavy month for you because it has to do with other people's money as the sun is transiting from your 7th to your 8th house. Okay. So intimacy issues may come up, issues related to loans, mortgages. Maybe you're getting an inheritance. Maybe you're taking care of a tax issue. Maybe you're taking care of a will or something like that. All of that boring kind of paperwork that has to do with other people's money may come to the forefront while the sun is in Aries. Okay. Now, what's interesting is that Aries energy is all about starting new things because it's the start of the zodiac. It's the first sign of the zodiac, and Aries season is the start of the new year. So when the sun moves into Aries, this may sort of motivate you to start something new in terms of other people's money, or maybe in terms of intimacy. This may motivate you to take a relationship to the next level. It may motivate you to get funding for your business, or maybe merge finances with a spouse or a partner. I feel like all of those 8th house topics, you may feel like starting something new when the sun moves into Aries. Okay. And if you want to know more about the houses, what they mean, what they represent, I'm going to leave the link to my houses video in the description box below, but it's actually part of a series on how to read your natal chart. And I'll link that series as well. It is gold. All right. So you'll definitely want to check that out. But yeah, so March, so that 7th and 8th house emphasis, you have that every single March. Like that's nothing new, right? What is new is, like I said before, the transit of Saturn into Pisces and the transit of Pluto into Aquarius, all right? So Saturn into Pisces is going from your 6th house to your 7th house. So it starts off the month in your 6th house of work and health. So you may find that while Saturn was in Aquarius, okay, and that's been over the last couple of years, since the end of 2020, you may have found that work, health issues, getting ahead in work, completing projects may have been a bit arduous. It may have been tough. There may have been challenges and delays. That's because Saturn was transiting your 6th house over the last couple of years. But now that Saturn is moving into Pisces, this is going to be moving into your relationship house, your 7th house, like we said before. So with Saturn in your 7th house, you may find that you have, when it comes to relationships, probably getting things off the ground, moving things forward, you may find that things are a bit frustrated with that. There may be obstacles and delays. However, Saturn is also the planet of karma. So karmic retribution may be going down for you with respect to relationships once Saturn moves into Pisces. So basically what this means is whatever you've been putting out, whatever energy you've been putting out in terms of relationships, that's what you're going to get back at this time. So especially because Saturn is in Pisces, maybe you've had the vision of the perfect relationship in your head, or you've been trying to manifest the perfect relationship or your version of the perfect relationship, right? Saturn in Pisces actually it actually brings manifestations to fruition. It takes that energy from the 4D, from the ethereal realm, and it grounds it, it crystallizes it here on the 3D earthly realm. So this may be a time when you find that a relationship finally blossoms, or the relationship that you've been trying to manifest comes to fruition. What I love about Saturn in the 7th house is that it represents commitment. So when it comes to relationships, any relationship that's not longevity focused or commitment focused is just not going to last. So if you've been trying to get a relationship off the ground, you may find that once it forms, it's here to stay. This isn't just a fly-by-night fling sort of thing. This is going to be a relationship that stands the test of time. So some of you may be reaping that energy that you've been putting out in terms of manifesting a relationship. So Saturn in Pisces, let it do its thing, okay? Saturn is not a fast-moving planet. So it doesn't mean that on the day that Saturn goes into Pisces, which is March 7th, that your relationship is just going to crystallize. I mean, it could, but this could be something that works itself out, all right? So Saturn is going to be in Pisces from March of this year until mid-2026, all right? So get comfortable with that Saturnian energy in your 7th house of relationships, all right? Then when it comes to Pluto, Pluto is starting out the month in your 5th house of creativity and children. So Pluto has been in your 5th house for quite some time, close to 20-something years. And this is an area of life where you may have been experiencing some intensity. You may have been experiencing a level of transformation. There could have been endings, new beginnings. Keep in mind that Pluto energy is like a wrecking ball. It decimates things. It also sets fire to things so that you can rise like the phoenix from the ashes. But by and large, the energy of Pluto is very much transformational. So I want you to think of it like the caterpillar to the butterfly. So when it comes to creativity, when it comes to children, basically the 5th house is the house where you express yourself, or where you give life to things that are an expression of you, okay? And so this could have been playing out in your 5th house arena over the last 20 years when it comes to creative projects, when it comes to your love life, because the 5th house also covers romance. This could also have to do with children. So maybe within this time, you gave birth to children, or maybe you've been trying to give birth to children. Like there's this very big transformational energy that's in your 5th house that's been there for a while. Now, Pluto is getting ready to shift. So you may find that any 5th house matters are coming to a culmination at this time, whether that means they're ending for good, or there's going to be a rebirth or a resurgence of issues like creative endeavors, children, and romance, right? And now that Pluto is transiting into Aquarius, this is going to be in your 6th house of work and health. So that transformational energy, all of that setting fire to things to rise like the phoenix, all of that caterpillar to butterfly energy, that's going to be applied to your house dealing with work and health. So work is your daily routine, your daily responsibilities, the work that you do for others on a daily basis. And then health is obviously self-explanatory. It's your physical health. Could also be your mental health as well, right? So you may find that the next 20 plus years has an intense focus on it, right? But here's the thing, that Pluto energy is not always in your face. It's definitely running in the subconscious. It's deep, it's intense. It's not at the forefront of your thoughts. So this is this type of energy that's going to be at play in terms of your work and your health matters, okay? And so this is going to last again for like the next 20 years. So it's time to perhaps set fire to certain things when it comes to your job. Maybe it's time to transition into a new job, all right? Maybe the next couple of years will find you transitioning or transforming in terms of your physical health, okay? Maybe you're going to be, you know, a physical ailment may come to an end, or a physical ailment may arise that's going to transform your life in a profound way. Whatever or however this energy works for you in your house of work and health, understand that it is intense. And intense doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing, but there are times where you may experience a cycle of endings and beginnings, and they may not happen all at once. Again, Pluto is going to be in your 6th house for the next 20 plus years. So this is a series of dying to be reborn. And I don't mean that in the physical sense. I mean that in the metaphorical sense that may be going on with respect to, again, your daily routine, your daily responsibilities, and your health. Okay, so this is what that Saturn and Pluto transits are looking like for you, but that's also what March is looking like for you in a nutshell, astrologically speaking. All right. So now that we've gotten the astrology out of the way, let's get into the tarot and see what messages Spirit has for you for this month. All right. All right, my loves. So Virgo, let's see what we've got for you. We've already got one. Let's see what we've got for you for March 2023. That's 2. That's 3. All right. Let's see. Let's put this over here. So first card out we've got is the Garden. All right. Then we've got the Key. And thereafter, we've got the Mountain. Now, the Mountain is definitely Saturn energy because the Mountain represents obstacles. It represents hardship, struggle. It represents, you know, climbing the mountain, undergoing an endeavor that may be arduous. All right. Now, some of you, this is about like, I'm hearing like breaking through something, a door that was previously locked, a door that was previously closed. I feel like you have the key to it now. I feel like this has to do with 2 different things. So number one, it definitely has to do with like your job, the work that you do. Now, the Garden represents the public. It represents public spaces. So I feel like you may be embarking on a change of career or a change of job that's going to have you be more public facing. You're finally getting the key that unlocks you, and it takes you from sort of being in the background to being in the forefront, okay? For others of you, I feel like March has this energy of undergoing a relationship, whether it's a brand new relationship or an existing relationship, like a new level in a relationship. And there's something about being vulnerable. This is going to unlock the key to having this very public or very official relationship, but it's going to require vulnerability, which is the obstacle for you, okay? And for a very select few of you, I'm hearing that this may be a business deal that's going to take you from like the background to the forefront, but it may not be easy, right? This isn't going to be easy peasy. And it also may be something that develops over time, okay? So there's this energy of changing jobs. For some of you, it's a business deal or partnership. For others of you, it's a relationship, okay? So let's get some more cards and see what else we have for you. Yeah, patience is going to be very necessary at this time. So the first card out we have is patience, okay? So there's something about you feeling extremely motivated about this, right? Like you're very much ready to go. It's like you've got your engine revving. You're set. You're good. But the presence of the Mountain card lets me know that this is something that's going to develop over time. It's not something that's going to happen immediately, and it's going to require patience on your part, mainly because there are moving parts. The presence of the number 3 here lets me know that there are other people involved. There are other pieces to the puzzle that have to be placed just right, which is why you are required to have patience at this time. And it's like, you've got to yield. You've got to let spirit move things around the board in order for this picture to come out the way that you are hoping for it to come out. All right. So patience is going to be key. Then we've got protection. Okay. So I'm getting this sense that some of you are feeling, so I get the sense that this is a situation that's already in the works. I don't feel like I'm talking to people who have no idea what this is. I think you know what situation this is or what category this is for you. Some of you have this anxiety that the fact that it's taking so long means that it's not going to happen. And spirit is like, nope, this is already set in stone. Especially when it comes to a job. This is already set in stone. The position is yours. The deal is yours. The relationship is yours, and it's protected. It's set in stone. It's been put aside for you. We're just putting everything together so that everything aligns energetically. So don't fear, don't be anxious that it's not going to happen, because it is. And this thing is protected. Okay. Then we've got mirror reflection. Okay. And so this specifically deals with a relationship or perhaps with a business deal. This is about having someone meet you where you're at, being an energetic match to you, mirroring you, right? So especially with Pluto entering your 6th house, Saturn having transited your 6th house, there's a lot of leveling up and personal work that you've done with respect to work and your health, okay? And I'm hearing when it comes to health, it's like your spiritual health. And so the reason for this patience, like I said, is that spirit is putting the right people who are an energetic match in your path, okay? So it really has to do with leveling up your partner, leveling up your business partner. So that's why it's going to take some time, because people have to match your energy. And that's exactly what spirit is helping you and them do right now. All right, let's get some more cards here. Okay, so first up, we've got the 5 of Swords, and you have this like by any means necessary kind of energy. Like you're like, come hell or high water, this is happening. And this is what's attributing to your anxiety, because you feel like it's either a win or lose situation. If it's not happening now, you're putting so much effort into this. And like, if it's not happening now, if it's not happening on my timetable, then it's not happening. And spirit is like, you don't have to have this all or nothing kind of by any means necessary energy. You kind of need to just go with the flow. Okay. Here you are showing up to your reading. Here's the Hermit. All right. You've attacked this situation. Let me not say attack. You've approached this situation in a very Virgo-like sort of way. You've attacked, and maybe some of you have attacked it. Yeah. I think I'm using the right word, because the presence of this 5 of Swords is like you guys have attacked this. You've put a lot of mental strength into this, okay? Just like a Virgo would, but you've also been very diligent. You've put in the work. You've been pure in intention with whatever the situation is. And so that's why, of course, you're anxious about it, because you're like, I approached it like I normally do, and I need this to happen now. And spirit's like, it's going to happen, but you got to be patient about it. 6 of Swords, all right? It's like spirit is saying, I'm going to need you to, you've done everything that you can do. Let me handle the rest. So it's almost like you may receive like, it's weird the way that they're saying this to me. It's like you may receive a distraction. It's like now that you've put in the energy for this, it's time for you to think about something else. It's time for you to work on something else. Don't put all of your mental faculties into this one thing that you've been working on, because you've already done enough. You've done everything that you need to do. All right. Okay. we've got the Seven of Cups reversed. Like, yeah, you guys are like, there's no confusion. You know exactly the job. You know exactly the position. You know exactly the brand deal or the business deal. You know exactly the partner. There is no confusion on your part. You are crystal clear when it comes to how you feel about this, what you think about it, everything. So whereas before, I'm hearing before, you may have been kind of confused. There may have been some doubts, but you are crystal clear about this. And I feel like at this point, you're just like, all right, when is this going to happen? Okay. We've got the Magician, right? So this is something you've clearly been working on. Like I said, this isn't something that's going to happen. This is something that you've already put in the work toward, okay? And Spirit wants to remind you that you know how powerful of a manifester that you are. So there's no need for this level of anxiety. What's yours is yours. The fact that you have the desire means that the manifestation is already yours, okay? And so Spirit is like, I just need you to remember that. Like, calm down. Definitely calm down. And just remember that it's already yours. No need to be anxious. Okay. Yeah, we've got the Four of Cups. And Spirit is like, yeah, why don't you meditate a little bit to quiet your mind? Meditate a little bit. It's almost like once you quiet your mind, once you get out of that anxious state, that is when it's going to come to you. I want you to look at this cup right here that's being offered by Spirit. Like, that's when it's going to come, especially when it comes to a relationship. Like, some of you have been really steadfast about working on yourself. You know that relationships mirror who you are. So you've been doing the work, right? You've been doing the work quite a bit. And you're just like, okay, I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work. Why isn't it showing up? And then getting anxious about it not showing up. And Spirit is like, yeah, why don't you just quiet your mind a little bit? Like, shut your mind down for a little bit and meditate. Again, it goes back to this thing of distraction. Set your mind to something else, because whatever it is that you're manifesting, it's here already. It's coming. You just got to be a little bit patient. Let's get one last card. We've got Temperance. All right. Temperance is all about moderation. Okay. For some, I'm hearing this has to do with the Sagittarius. So perhaps the person that you want to get into a relationship with, the person that you're trying to manifest, is a Sagittarius. But for others, this is about a balance between your emotions and your mental faculties. Again, you need to get those two aligned and balanced. Stop being in your head, because being in your head is causing that anxiety, and that anxiety is causing you to doubt your manifestations or doubt the fact that this is going to happen at all. The Spirit is like, just balance these two, all right? Distract yourself. Think about something else. Work about something else, because again, whatever you're manifesting, it's already done. It's already yours. You don't have to worry about it so much. And look at what's at the bottom of the deck. I love this for you. The Four of Wands. Look. When it comes to a relationship, whether it's personal or whether it's business, happy home, happiness, togetherness. Like, this is assured for you. This is the confirmation that you need, Virgo. No need to worry. Your manifestation is right here. It's protected and it ain't going nowhere, my love. It is yours. It is your sign, seal, delivered with your name on it. All right. All right, Virgo. So that concludes the March 2023 monthly astro forecast for the sign of Virgo. I sincerely hope that you were able to get at least one important piece of information from this video that you can use moving forward. If you would like more information on my products and services, like if you would like to book a natal chart or progress natal chart report and consultation with me, or if you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, those links are in the description box below. All right, my loves, thank you so much for tuning in. Have an amazing March, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.